Hey there, welcome back into Occupy Democrats. And while Donald Trump doesn't read, while he's on Air Force One, maybe he should just pop in a little audio book of the story about Caesar. Because what Trump doesn't seem to realize, and all of the sycophants of MAGA, is America cannot function as an isolationist country. And if China and the soybeans recently didn't prove that, people really aren't paying attention. But Trump doesn't seem to care in this breaking story, but boy, he better start doing so. And I'm going to show it to you in a few moments. And if you'd like Trump just to get out of the White House, subscribe to the channel. But realize that when top leaders around the country, especially those who are involved in America, start walking away from Trump, this spells imminent doom. And one of our best pals and best neighbors and many millions in this country are from Australia. But this is really what's going down in their mind here.
I don't know what to tell you. From the outside looking in, America is a basket case.
As well as this.
Well, so many Australians are pretty anxious since the results of the US election. And the majority of Australians actually, when they're asked about how they would have voted, how they would have felt about the results, was that they rejected the Trump election.
Because Trump constantly treats everyone that doesn't pat him on the head and treat him with kid gloves like this.
A president in office should be engaged in so much business activity.
Well, I'm really not. Where are you from?
I'm from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Four Corners program.
Well, the Australians, you're hurting Australia right. In my opinion, you are hurting Australia very much right now. Your leader is coming over to see me very soon.
And he's always busy threatening people, and it's not a good look.
I'm going to tell him about you. You set a very bad tone.
All the things it used to stand for, equality, justice for all, liberty, democracy, it's all being eroded.
Because we have this little thing called the Olympics coming up. Have you heard of them?
We met Sterling Morse in Old Orchard Beach, Maine. He owns the Point of View Inn.
Families that take the same room, the same dates every year.
Not this year. Sterling says most of his Canadian customers have canceled, fed up with President Donald Trump's antagonistic rhetoric toward Canada.
It's being eroded a lot, and what we're seeing in its place is corruption, hatred, the tearing down of all the civil liberties that Americans have fought for.
What Trump, his sons, and everyone around him seem to be deaf about when the national anthem from the United States of America is played in Australia. Here. This is really where Australia's at. This.
And all of that's being wound back. It's terrifying. J.D. Vance going into Europe and telling them they should be more right-wing. Read the room, mate. And it makes Donald Trump look like a buffoon.
So in this breaking story, when key diplomats and key leaders from countries around the world don't jump ship, but just choose to go do something else away from Trump, we need to pay attention to it, and this administration isn't. Because look in this breaking story, what just happened with the ambassador to the U.S. from Australia right here. Breaking news, Australia's U.S. ambassador to leave post after clashing with Trump. Kevin Rudd had an awkward encounter with President Donald Trump, who told him, quote, "I don't like you either, and I probably never will." Australia's ambassador to the U.S., who had a hostile relationship with President Donald Trump, is leaving his post earlier than expected. Ambassador Kevin Rudd will step down at the end of March to become president and CEO of the Asia Society, Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said Monday. In a statement, Albanese expressed, in quotes, deep appreciation for Rudd, who also served 2 non-consecutive stints as Australia's Prime Minister. In quotes, Dr. Rudd has delivered concrete outcomes for Australia during both Democrat and Republican administrations, in collaboration with our closest security ally and principal strategic partner, the Prime Minister said. Rudd, who began a 4-year appointment as ambassador to the U.S. in 2023, was at the center of an awkward confrontation during a bilateral meeting with Albanese at the White House in October. Following a question about past comments disapproving of Trump, the president told Rudd, in quotes, "I don't like you either, and I probably never will." Rudd deleted social media posts criticizing Trump as, quote, "the most destructive president in history," following the president's re-election in 2024. When asked about Rudd in an interview last year, Trump called the ambassador, quote, "a little bit nasty," and he says he's, quote, "not the brightest bulb." Rudd did not immediately respond to a request for comment in a statement announcing the move from the Asia Society. Rudd said, in quotes, I look forward to continuing my work with the truly first-class global staff at Asia Society. That can feel to a lot of us like a nothing burger, but it isn't. And the reason it isn't is because all of those folks, the ambassadors here in this country, the danger of our ambassadors in other countries. If you don't recall Benghazi, we're putting all of ourselves in danger, and we're lessening our allies because this orange Muppet clown in the White House keeps slapping everybody around like they're his children or his toy to be played with. And I am not even in any way elevating the reality of this situation at all. You guys like and share the video. Stay frosty.